know what you're going to say. But I'm back. And that's what matters. We did not quit the mission. Friends, we're here. And we're back. So, without further ado, all right, wait, actually, before we start, I've realized I think I'm going to cut this back because I think we're going to go one episode a month. Reason being, because this information, like, it's not the quantity of videos that I want to post, it's the quality, in the sense that what's important is what's in here. What you are hearing is the most important. It needs to register. So what I'm going to do now is I will drop a book series video once a month. If you want some brain rot, you can go look at my YouTube shorts. It's not really brain rot though, because I like anime because it's very complex in the storylines, plots, and things of that nature, you know. But yeah, without further ado, I believe I owe you guys the third chapter, which is the third cure, not chapter. My apologies. But today we're going to find out how to make thy gold multiply. So if you were following from lesson 1 and lesson 2, that you should know that you need to pay yourself and you also need to watch thy expenditures. If that's the case, then with these 3 months that I gave you, you should have something if you were listening, okay? You should have more than at least 2 cents in some form of security account, you know what I'm saying? Savings account or whatever. Just make sure that you have either a purse, virtual or physical, to learn, because that's what you're going to need. I'm not talking to talk. Listen, I can bring you to the water, but it's up to you to drink it. So, you know what I'm saying? This is for the people that actually, not everybody's going to see these videos, but I'm really happy for those that are going to see the videos, because again, if I'm lying, then I'm flying. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't learned how to fly just yet. So let's begin. The third cure. Behold, thy lean purse is fattening. Thou hast disciplined thyself to leave therein 1/10 of all that thou earneth. Okay? So he's saying himself, at this point, you know what I'm saying, we should have a little something in our purse. It won't be fat yet, but there's something. And something is better than nothing. Okay? Can we agree on that? Yeah? Okay. Thou hast controlled thy expenditures to protect thy growing treasure. Next, we will consider means to put thy treasure to labor and to increase. So the next step is, once you have something, you can make that something into even more somethings. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's really not that deep. Just start with something, because like, even if you like science, right? We have learned in science that something doesn't come from nothing. Okay? If you have a vacuum, bacteria can't even grow. And bacteria is one of the fastest things that multiplies. Okay? So if bacteria can't grow in a vacuum, what makes you think your wealth will grow in a vacuum if there's nothing? So we're going to take, like, I don't want to say it's common sense, because common sense is not common. That's like one of the things you learn once you like start working in the actual world, is that common sense is not common. So just follow along, okay? Take a deep breath, drink some water or some juice. I got some passion fruit right here. Why do I have passion fruit? Because I love passion fruit. The name, everything. Just, if I could be a fruit, I would want to be a passion fruit, because it's cool to care. It's cool to be passionate. Being passionate and caring yields results once you couple that with consistency. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if I'm lying, then I'm flying, friends. And I ain't learned how to fly yet. All right. So where was I? Gold in a purse is gratifying to own, and satisfieth a miserly soul, but earns nothing. The gold we may retain from our earnings is but the start. The earnings it will make shall build our fortunes. So spoke Arcad upon the third day of his class. So on the third day, he really dropped some knowledge because, okay, you can do part 1 and part 2 well, but at the end of the day, it depends on what you're looking for. You have one life, figure it out. If you don't know, then, know at least, like I said in my previous episodes, the direction. You know what I'm saying? What do you want? Some people don't want much. Some people want everything. Some people want the world. At the end of the day, it's about temperament, all right? Don't be too greedy now. Come on, friends. All right. How, therefore, may we put our gold to work? The first investment was unfortunate, for I lost all. Its tale I will relate later. So what Arcad's saying is, even though step 1 and 2 might have to get repeated a couple times before, you land. You land. It's okay. Even Arcad lost it a couple times. My first profitable investment was a loan I made to a man named Agar, a shield maker. Once each year did he buy large shipments of bronze brought from across the sea to use in his trade. Now pay attention, friends. He just dropped something real quick. His first successful profitable loan. He gave money to a shield maker to go buy shield or materials needed to make shields. This is important because you don't want to just give your money investments to anybody. It has to be someone who's going to invest in the field of expertise that they have. Stop giving your money to people that are just trying to figure it out together. All right? Now I'm saying, some people, life is a live and learn experimentation type thing. You know what I'm saying? But there's always a smarter route. If I have 5 people come to me and 3 of them have no idea what they're doing, then don't do business with 5 people. Just take those 2 that know what they're doing and maybe add an additional person who doesn't know what they're doing out of those 3 people that don't know what they're doing. Maybe give them like half. You know what I'm saying? But again, that just depends on your relationship with that person. Do you know if they're, do they have intelligent business plans? Do things make sense when they talk? Okay. And not just do they talk, but their actions. Are they an actionable person? Actionable individuals are a drop in a bucket. You do not find them very often. Okay. I digress. Let's head back to the story, people. Once each year did he buy large shipments of bronze, brought from across the sea to use in his trade. Lacking insufficient capital to pay the merchants, he would borrow from those who had extra coins. So this is a relationship that I think most the whole fucking time. Please tell me this. I hope you were recording the whole time. Oh well. He would borrow from those who had extra coins. He was an honorable man. His borrowing he would repay, together with a liberal rental as he sold his shields. Each time I loaned to him, I loaned back also the rental he had paid to me. Therefore, not only did my capital increase, but its earnings likewise increased. Now this is sauce, because most people don't have the discipline to invest right back in. Most people will invest in a business, get that business to actually pay them. Instead of going right back in, they'll, use that money to spend. You can find that. I don't want to name drop or anything, because if they watch this video later, I don't want them to get upset that I use them as an example. All right, let me try this. For example, you own a club, right? Now, you may bring in $5,000 every weekend, right? A lot of people will use that money and, go buy outfits, clothes, things like that, right? But what if you took that money and put it into another business that then, you know what I'm saying? Get the wheels churning. Take the $5,000 from the club, put it into, I don't know, let's say restoration, just for example. Put it into not even like luxury, like fast food. Create a fast food outlet, right? And then, you know what I'm saying? It's a snowball effect, people. It's a snowball effect. Or, you know what I'm saying? You could just, I hope you get my point. And each time, let's say the nights you make 10, like the more that, let's go back to Arcad. The more that Arcad is investing into Agar, the more money that him and Agar are making. But it takes discipline, because Arcad doesn't want just one source of income. He looks at a world where he sleeps and he's good. You know what I'm saying? If one business fails, he got 4 others that are still taking care of him. I tell you, my students, a man's wealth is not in the coins he carries in his purse. It's in the income he buildeth. Cash flow, baby. The golden stream that continually floweth into his purse, and keepeth it always bulging. Cash flow, baby. That is what every man desireth. Cash flow, baby. That is what thou, each one of thee, desireth. An income that continueth to come, whether thou work or travel. In other words, cash flow, baby. Great income I have acquired. So great that I'm called a very rich man. My loans to Agar were my first training in profitable investment. Gaining wisdom from this experience, I extended my loans and investments as my capital increased. From a few sources at first, from many sources later. Think about the long game. This is not a sprint, friends. This is not, it never was. Float into my purse. Golden stream of wealth available for such wise uses as I should decide. That's right. He's controlling his life now. That's right. He don't work for a check. He's not surviving check to check anymore. Behold, from my humble earnings, I have begotten a horde of golden slaves, each laboring and earning more gold. As they labored for me, so their children also labored, and their children's children, until great was the income from their combined efforts. I always find it funny how people talk about like corporations or businesses or just any type of financial entity, you know? Because people like I think the names are what have people shaken up so bad. But what is a corporation? It's an ensemble of people. Corporations are people. They just use this special legal jargon to protect their private assets. You can be a corporation. You can think like a corporation. Why? Because corporations are people. People make corporations. You're a person. Believe in yourself a little bit. The other day, I was helping my friend because he wanted to make an LLC. And he almost didn't make it because just the thought of being a business entity terrified him. But do you see the bubble that people don't even want to act just because they don't get it? I wish I could explain to but these corporations, it's just as time goes, systems, like I say, it's the same people, different technology, same people, different jargon. All they do is change it to stay ahead of the curve because there's some, I don't know, I guess it's the desire to evolve or just the desire to be different. But it seems that that's the great pursuit. You know what I'm saying? That's the great pursuit. But I don't know, man. But yeah, where was I going with that? Oh, but this scale, this model, it kind of, if you think about it, businesses, corporations act like this, but so do countries. Gold increaseth rapidly when making reasonable earnings, as thou wilt see from the following. A farmer, when his first son was born, took 10 pieces of silver to a moneylender and asked him to keep it on rental for his son until he became 20 years of age. This the moneylender did and agreed the rental should be 1/4 of its value each 4 years. The farmer asked, because this sum he had set aside as belonging to his son, that the rental be added to the principal. When the boy had reached the age of 20 years, the farmer again went to the moneylender to inquire about the silver. The moneylender explained that because this sum had been increased by compound interest, the original 10 pieces of silver had now grown to 30.5 pieces. You see that? You see that growth, friends? Start now. You won't regret it. When the boy had reached the age of 20 years, the farmer again went to the moneylender to inquire about the silver. The moneylender explained that because this sum had been increased, I read that already. My bad. The farmer was well pleased, and because the son did not need the coins, he left them with the moneylender. When the son became 50 years of age, the father, meantime, having passed to the other world, the moneylender paid the son in settlement 167 pieces of silver. Thus, in 50 years, had the investment multiplied itself, at rental almost 17 times. This, then, is the third cure for a lean purse: to put each coin to work, laboring, that it may reproduce its kind, even as the flocks of the field, and help bring to thee income, a stream of wealth that shall flow constantly into thy purse. And with that, friends, I'm going to leave us there. I'll see you next month. And next month, we will be discussing Guard Thy Treasures from Loss, the fourth cure. Almost there, friends. You are just a couple more listens to financial freedom. I'm not going to sell you a course. I'm just going to lead you to the water. Drink it if you want. But quite frankly, I'm good. I'm taking care of myself. I'm listening to what I'm giving you to listen to. So, I don't know. We can revisit in 10 years. If you listened, you listened. If you didn't, I wish you the best. Ciao.